appreciate someone that's sincere and genuine. Okay? The final point is on do's. Okay? So just quick things. Smile and laugh. Okay? Always try to keep a smile on your face. Okay? Don't be grumpy like me. Simple smile when you make an interaction, when you pass over a leaflet, even if it's fake, no problem. Okay? You can still hold it. Yes? Compete on how many conversations you've had. So don't alhamdulillah, I gave out 300 booklets today. Actually think about, okay, how many meaningful conversations did I have? Okay? How many people did I have a conversation with, and did I feel that they connected with me? Okay? Did I feel that I really answered their questions? Okay? So that's the measure of success, and that's a good thing to compete upon. Consider a person's interests, okay? And finally, these topics I'm going to come to later on about triggering conversation, but really try to read world news, okay? Know what's happening in the world, know what problems people are affected by. There are certain human problems that all of us are affected by, okay? Security, finance, family, okay? Job, stability. All of these things affect every human being. It's in our nature, in our fitrah, our ghara'is. These things need to be in our lives, okay? Whether it's through work or anything else. But there are other things which may only affect people in that specific country, okay? So, I won't make a joke about the elections, okay? Maybe. In the UK, as an example, you've had an economic recession, okay? In the UK, you've had the exit of the UK from the EU, okay? There's lots of different issues, and people are affected by it because it's affecting their livelihood. So sometimes even just reading world news, I generally, even when I'm in Egypt and even when I'm in the UK, there are many times I'll even go on to Daily News Egypt, I'll go on to Ahram English, just so if I come across an Egyptian and a conversation opens, I can give an educated perspective about an issue. Okay? Any questions on that whatsoever? Final point is be human, don't overthink it, okay? Sometimes people just want to connect with someone being very genuine, sincere and honest, okay? Next part, I'm going to ask people to work with maybe 2, 3, 4 of you. I'm just going to leave it for 3 to 4 minutes. But the next section I'm going to focus on is going to be increasing engagement at the stall, okay? So a lot of people, even the brothers asked me when I went there, and there is no perfect solution. It's about constantly thinking, trying new methods, new means, and new styles. Okay? Now, businesses, the one thing in a shop owner's mind, whether it's McDonald's and Hardee's, or whether it's Primark, whether it's H&M, whether it's Zara, whether it's Hugo Boss, whether it's any type of business, they are constantly thinking about how to get people through the door. How to get more people to look at their shop. What's going to make their shop stand out from everything else around it? Okay? What's going to make someone be comfortable to approach your stall? Okay? So what I'd like you to do is simply ask 2 questions and just have a little conversation amongst a group of you. Okay? You can just be with the person next to you, the person behind you, for literally 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to leave you. And I just want you to think about 2 things, okay? When you're walking through Cairo City Stars Mall or Ma'adi Mall, okay? You're walking through and you've not got anything specific you want to buy, or maybe you're looking for a jacket. Now, you can have 2 types of consumers, okay? The first one already decides and knows what he wants to buy, from which place, etc. Okay? So he's going to go to the mall, see the shop, he's going to find out where it is, go there and buy what he needs to. And then you've got the second, which families, okay, couples, and you'll find a lot of people just going there just to enjoy themselves, okay? I just want you to think about what makes a person go past a shop and think, let me enter. Okay? Now I'm not going to go through any answers or anything just yet, but I want you to ask yourself, what would make you stop at the shop, okay, and just simply go inside, if you're going to a mall. Number 2, just think about then specific ideas with which you can attract people to the store. Does that make sense? So number one is ask yourself, when you're at a mall, when you're at a shop, what makes you, without any incentives to want to buy anything, just walk past and think, then you go inside. Okay? Just think about what's on the outside of the shop, what's made visible, think about the signposts, how is the title of the shop, the display, what colours do they use, what music do they attract people with, okay? So just think about some of these things about what attracts people in, and then number two is think about now applying that to the store, and thinking, okay, how can we possibly attract someone or make more people come to the store? And I know in Egypt, some brothers say that obviously, especially in the Qala and other places, you might have people with tour guides, and the tour guides are dragging them away, or sometimes they'll just take the bus. You should be thinking that I want to make my store so attractive that a person will turn to their tour guide, wait, let me check it out. Yeah? That's the mindset you want to build. Okay? The same way that a child walks past a sweet shop, he sees jelly colas, he sees Haribos, yeah, he sees Liv, and he's thinking, that's what I want. Okay? So I'm going to give you literally about 3 minutes, and I just want you to have a quick conversation between yourselves, and just quickly ask, what takes you into a shop? And secondly, how can you apply that to a dawah stall? Make sense? Anyone not understand the activity? خلاص تفضلوا. Oh, I'm so sorry.
تلبس اللبس اللي في الشغل بيبقى عامل دريس كود
Okay, brothers, are we okay? Should we start? Yeah, I'll do
Yes, yes.
Okay.
تمام كده صوت مظبوط. مظبوط ثانية انت خلاص
هيزود واحدة؟ هو هي مفيش مشكلة. موبايلك بقى لما تجيب الحاجة ونزلها ماشي نشوف طلع ايه ماشي
Restart, and as we restart, I'm just going to ask around the group just different suggestions and ideas that people have come up with. Okay? So, any hands up, volunteers? Any suggestions, ideas? Go ahead.
The savings and the quality of the.
Okay, brilliant. So, we've set offers. Most shops that you go to, especially in a mall, you'll see 70% off, 50% off, 30% off, okay? So there's an incentive for me to think, even if I don't need something, I'll buy something today, okay? Anything else? Go ahead.
Basic food gets like cars or candies.
Okay, so it could be the type of product. Okay, so Valentine's Day, yeah. But people that are celebrating such things, especially in the UK, there is an entire shop floor which is lit up with red colours, teddy bears, flowers, candy. So the product is, if it's something that people want to buy, okay, then naturally people will obviously buy it. And you mentioned quality of image as well. If something looks at a good quality, it attracts someone a bit more. Whereas it looks a bit shoddy, not very nice to look at. Yeah? Anything else? Go ahead.
The way to present the product, how to present the product.
Okay, so how to present the product, depending on how it's displayed, it's put out, that's going to affect it. Now looking at the other side, okay? So now looking at it from a Dawah stall perspective, okay? How do you think we can use some of these ideas to now make the Dawah stall more effective? Go ahead.
We just want to say we need not to forget the sisters upstairs. So just ask them. They have a they have a
Oh, they have a mic.
Yes. They have
I'm the poll, sisters.
Look to the camera and they
Go
give.
ahead.
There's a business, but
Okay, do any of the sisters have suggestions? This is very awkward. Okay, so we asked if you're touring through a shop floor, it could be in a mall, it could be in a shopping centre, what attracts you or makes you enter a shop? Okay, or maybe you can purchase a product. So do the sisters have any suggestions?
السنة يعني word سنة
Okay, so dress definitely. Does it make the person think? Okay. Why is it dressed in a specific way? Let me question the reason for the dress. Definitely. I think there could be a reason. Okay, while we're with sisters, think of any suggestions. How do you think we can use some of these ideas to increase engagement in a Dawah stall? Now, I know brothers that work very close with Iera. I know some of the main brothers in it as well. And this is just one example. But there is a lot of thinking behind designing of banners, designing of logos. Okay? So product image, like you said, is very important as well. Because if you present it in a neat way, a smart way, you can definitely attract, okay, more attention. Probably had a point?
The idea I had is to make the products relevant to the person.
Okay, so I want you to give me an actual example. Okay, so what could you do?
In Egypt, we are dealing with tourists, so they are interested in culture and history of Egypt. We can use that as attractive tool for them to come and see the Islamic history, and then from there speak about Islam itself.
Brilliant. So there you've got a direct link. Okay, think about, okay, a tourist comes, and the first thing a tourist comes, I'll give you my personal experience. If I go to a country, I want to see everything in that week I spent there, so I never have to go back. So if I never have an opportunity to go back to that country, I've seen everything. Okay? So that could be a very good example. Okay? You lay out a map of the cultural history, you can lay out the Islamic history, and you can use that as an attraction point. And that will probably tie into a point that we're going to mention afterwards. Set a theme for the stall. Okay? So weekly, you may have a different theme. Okay? One could be Egyptian history, you could go for Islamic history, you can go for different themes on a weekly basis. These are some of the suggestions that I just thought are important to think about, okay? So, like we said, the thing that makes you generally go into a shop is you're thinking good quality, good offer, nice colours, okay? The staff don't seem like they're intrusive, forcing you in, yeah? So, these are things to generally consider and think about. So, things that we can use on the stall, and this could be, you can apply it to anything, okay? But, I've been in Egypt, I've been to different malls. If I go to Cairo Festival City and Samsung have a stall, okay? I think I went maybe 1 week ago. As I went through Cairo Festival City, I think Samsung had a stall set up. And all they had was a small table. Does everyone know what foosball is? Do you turn the players, yeah? What do you call it?
Baby food.
Baby foot. Baby foot, yeah? The way we call it foosball, but baby foot, okay? Now, that has nothing to do with Samsung. That has nothing to do with the product that they're selling, but what does it do? It brings someone to the stall, okay? So even when you're thinking about methods of engagement, it's a very good point that Robert mentioned about history, and you can talk about something that the tourist wants, but many times, it doesn't even have anything to do with the stall, it doesn't matter. The key thing that you want is for someone to actually want to come in your area of expertise, and then when they enter that area, you can straight away build engagement, conversation, okay? You can also do it with a few different things, okay? Games, okay? You can use activities, you can use quizzes, you can use handouts, you can use standouts, capture attention. You might have a strange image. So in the UK, we've done different things. One example, I think I mentioned it to the brothers, was we just had different products from Islamic history. So we had this example, we had coffee on the table, we had toothpaste on the table, we had some cheese on the table, and the challenge was someone had to try to figure out what was the link between each of these products. And the link was Muslims founded them. Yeah? So just little things, and sometimes it can be a play on the mind, but just something that's going to attract someone in, and you can just have a challenge box. You can set up a big box, fill it with sweets, yeah? Go to your local lip shop and buy 20 grams of sweets, fill it in the box, and just simply say to a person, okay, can you guess how many sweets are in the box? Someone's thinking, well, it's got nothing to do with that one. It does not matter. The key thing that you're doing is bringing someone to the shop front. And then at the shop front, you've already got enough displayed for someone to know, okay, there's a clear objective or a purpose behind the stall. Okay? Change the theme of the stall regularly. Now, one problem that you find is when you first start Dawah, I remember the days at university and college, very excited, you want to meet people, you want to discuss, you want to wake up early in the morning, go pick up your friend, both of you go together to set up the stall. And then 4 or 5 weeks down the line, it's like, let me sleep an hour more. Yeah? Shall I go? Shall I not go? I've got something on, busy with something else. Why? Because even how active, engaging, and exciting that you make your own stall, even your own team members will enjoy going to the Dawah stall. Okay? So it's really important to think about. There's one thing actually, attracting someone else to want to actually come and discuss with you, for you to be able to present it to them. The second one is actually, even those that are involved, making it exciting and a change for them. Okay? So there's something new to work with. Okay? And there's loads of themes that have run in the UK, right the way across the UK, right the way from, okay, what's your goal in life, which everyone's probably seen, right the way to, okay, what comes after death, right the way to challenges, activities, games, etc. Okay? Another option, which I think is quite a nice idea, is if you don't know what's attracting people, why don't you do some research? Taftish. Yeah? So, produce some videos. Take a very basic video camera, okay? You've got all the equipment already available, and tourists that come, ask them a few questions, film it, record their responses, and then build your stall according to it. Okay? It's also a nice way of engaging them. You can ask them certain questions about Islam. I found on YouTube, I think, a YouTube channel called Journal Misl. They don't heard of it? Yeah? Quite famous, but he's got about 300,000-400,000 subscribers, and all he does is he goes to the streets, yeah, and he asks different people questions. Nothing else. Just ask them a few questions. Some of them can have a bit of humour, but all of them, when you're doing research videos or asking questions or you're doing a quiz, you can just make the questions suited to what you need. Is that clear? So it's a good way to think about different ways of doing it. Finally, okay, playing videos. If you've got a laptop, If you've got a laptop, you've got a little projector screen, you've got a little monitor, you can play video, you can play some running images, and accordingly, you will find people's eyes will naturally shift towards your direction. Okay? Now I'm not going to go through, this is what you should do. Rather, it's just to be able to think, okay, that companies invest millions of pounds towards this, and a lot of the research and thinking is available in the modern day, okay, with the spread of technology and education, okay. Now, moving to the next topic. This is probably going to be the main chunk of the discussion, okay. So the next part is going to be the main part of the discussion. So before we move on to this, does anyone have any questions with anything we've covered so far? Anything whatsoever? Okay, sure. So what we're going to move on to next is really the main presentation, okay, when you're discussing with a person. Right away from starting the conversation, and then moving on to explaining the concept of Islam, and then moving on to, hopefully, making dua that the person embraces Islam, or at least maintains contact, okay? I've broken it up into a few different sections, okay? Number one we've done is a conversation starter. How do you start a conversation with a person? A person may not have any interest in you, in your dawah stall, and you may not even have a stall, you may just be walking in the streets, okay? How to get a person to think or want to engage with you in dawah, or discuss. The second part we're going to go through a summary of the discussion from triggering thoughts about purpose in life, right the way to how to prove Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists, right the way to proving the inimitability of the Quran, which means that it is a book which a man cannot recreate, okay? And then right the way to look into messengers and purposes, okay? And then we're going to go through just a very simple two-point discussion that if you have any problems with dawah, or you have someone that's rushing, doesn't want to spend time with you, what you can say to them. Okay? Conversation starters, okay? Now, conversation starters can be absolutely anything, okay? Right away from, hi sir, how are you today? Okay? You can make a comment on a person's dress, nice watch, where did you buy it? Where did you buy the watch? Jameel, who gifted it to you?
My cousin.
MashaAllah, how many brothers and sisters do you have? Two, MashaAllah. How old are they? 29. Are they older or younger?
Younger.
Younger, MashaAllah. So you have a lot more responsibility being the eldest in the family, yeah? I'm talking about, like, just from one question, I've gone into 5 questions, and I could go on and on very easily, okay? So just to think of that, okay? Opening a conversation is very easy, okay? Just think about what's in front of you. If this person's got a child with them, okay, offer a sweet, okay? Think about the dress. Think about the hairstyle, yeah? Nice hair. Did you get it cut in Egypt? I don't think you get that hair cut in Egypt, yeah? So, you can ask...
You talking about it?
So, I'm saying that conversation starters, sometimes people think it's a complicated conversation. No, it is something very simple, very human, and it just requires a little bit of thinking, okay? If there's a big event that's happened in the world, okay, and you can clearly see someone's from Europe, question them on it, okay? If there's a triggering point, okay? And a few of the suggestions I've written here very quickly: world news, common problems, bit of humour, have a joke ready, yeah? Think about a very bad joke that you've researched on the internet, and just say to him, yeah? So why did the man with one hand cross the road? To get to the second-hand shop. Now, again, no one is going to say to you, if you say this, a person will respond. That is not the objective. It's to think, okay, it's not very difficult, just simply find a point of reference, okay, whether it's a dress, whether it's how he looks, whether it's who he's with, okay, whether it's the type of nationality, and just think about a common term